All right, we are outside here in beautiful Serbia. It's been beautiful these past couple days. And today I want to touch on something that I've been getting asked in consultations by you, the viewers, either through video chat, through email, whatever it might be. And that's, listen, I'm looking for a place to live in Novi Sad, but we don't want to be in the center. We want to be somewhere out on the outskirts where there is very little noise, very little traffic. As you can see today, there is very little traffic. Just do a little pan around. And we want something relatively cheaper in the city. In the city center is typically more expensive, there's less parking, and so on and so forth. So today I'm taking a little walk to show all you viewers a place here in Novi Sad called Adice. Now, Adice is just on the outskirts. It's on the west side of Novi Sad, and it's just before Veternik, and it's right on the border of Novi Sad. Now, as you can see behind me, we have some beautiful apartment buildings here, but we also have an open field. I'm going to take you for a little walk around this area here to show you what you have available that is literally 15 minutes away from downtown. You have access to transportation such as taxis here, a bus route that's not too far. You have grocery stores, you have little, convenience stores here. There's a public school here. There's a Dom Zdravlje, which is similar to a walk-in clinic for my North American people. I'm gonna look at some houses because one of the questions I get also asked is, we've been looking online and the only thing that we can find is large houses. Is there anything new when it comes to houses, so on and so forth? So I'm going to touch on that. One of the beautiful things that I love about Adice though is that these buildings that you see behind me is as big as they're going to be. They're not going to be multi-story buildings. They're only 2 floors above ground, and that's all you're going to see. Now with these buildings, you're going to have 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, up to I believe 70 square meters. And the thing is that a lot of these are going to come without any furniture, without a kitchen in it, so that you can do it yourself. And so that is one of the beautiful things about being here in Adice. And then there's lots of houses. As you can see behind me or around that you can hear, there is no traffic here. There's actually neighbors here. I can hear roosters crowing in the background. I can hear dogs. I can see people walking, kids playing on the streets. It's great. One of the things is this is a newer development area, and so you will have to understand that there's going to be a lot of construction in this area because there's buildings going up left, right, and center here. And I'm going to show you closer to the video here a newer development area of buildings that are going to be coming up for sale in the near future. Now, one of the questions that I do get from people is that it comes to housing, they're saying, hey, we're looking for houses, and the only thing I can do for them is send them to websites that have houses for sale through real estate agents. Now, that's not how a lot of the properties are sold in Serbia, unlike what we do in North America or other parts of Europe. And I'm just coming up to a property here just to show you full on how people actually sell houses here if they don't want to go through an agent, and that's privately. And what I want to say is that if you want to find the best deal for your buck, is find something privately. But this is how you're going to do it. You're simply going to find a sign like this. This says Prodajem dva placa, and they leave their number on that plaque there. And so in translations, that's saying, they're saying 2 pieces of property. It looks like it's gonna have one right here that with the house, and one right there behind me. And as you can see, maybe in the background, they even have chickens here. And it's in a quiet area. So you got a big field around here. You also have a big field in back here. There's the main road back there where you see a car coming in right now. And so there's more property down this way too. And that's how you typically find places for sale, especially if you are in villages. Because in the villages, it's who knows who for selling property. And so we're going to take a little walk down and look at some of the properties here as well. As you can see, this house back here is not that big. It's a nice decent sized lot. The house beside it is a decent sized house as well. It's not anything enormous, but in my opinion, it's a little too small for something that I would like. But you know, everyone has their own thing. So this is something that a lot of people won't see online, is the various types of structures. Now, when it comes to new build property, there is not contractors really out here that are going to build subdivisions of brand new houses. If you see a brand new house that is being built, that is typically being built because the owner of the property is building it. And when you look at houses here in Serbia, they're going to be built in every different way, shape, and form, different systems in there, different equipment, and they're going to design it in the way that suits them for their needs at that time. So like those couple houses that you just saw there, they're going to be something smaller. They didn't have families living in there. They had maybe just a couple living in there, but then, you know, you got a beautiful house such as this behind me right here. You know, it's a little bit bigger of a house. It's got a beautiful grapevine. It's got a bunch of you know, gardens in the back. And that's another thing, is that many of these houses do have gardens. But now, if you look at this house here, this house is enormous. This one is probably meant for 3 families because they're going to have, you know, the parents, the children, and the great-grandchildren in there and all that stuff. And so when you're looking for houses, you're not going to have something that is available for sale brand new, because that's just not something that you can do here. Now, there are contractors here that do build houses called montažne kuće, and that is a newer type of home that is new to Serbia, and that is similar to what we do in North America with siding and you know, plywood and insulation and things of that type of stuff. But at the same time, you're not going to find big ones. They go up to, I believe, 100 square meters for that. Now you have a little house like this that has a nice little yard on it, but then you have right behind me here a piece of land with someone starting to build their house. That is going to be the owner that's actually building the property themselves. And so they're going to either take their time building it over a course of years. They might hire some contractors as well. Now, what is it when it comes to pricing? So those apartments I showed you at the beginning of the video, those apartments were about 1,500 per square meter, which is relatively cheaper than it is in Belgrade or in the city center. You can find those apartments also that you can buy that are fully furnished, completely done up, but they're going to charge you a little bit more. But when it comes to houses, houses is something that we call, the value is in the eye of the beholder. And so what I mean by that is, just because someone's asking a certain price, here, it doesn't mean that's what it's valued at. So if someone's asking 100,000 for a piece of property, they're going to be, you know, dreaming perhaps that they can, you know, live off that for the rest of their lives. But it's not uncommon to say to someone, hey, listen, I'm going to give you 75, I'm going to offer you 50. And, you know, more often than not, they're going to take it because they just want it sold, because they could be in Germany, they could be in Austria. A lot of the people that we talk to that are looking for properties, they are not in the country, and so the house just stays still. And so they just want it sold. Now, I know a couple that moved here not too long ago from Canada. They bought a place outside of Novi Sad, and it took them a little while to get that deal done because the owners were in Germany. They didn't really want to sell it. It was fully furnished. But in the end, it took a couple months of speaking to the owner back and forth and saying, hey, listen, I'm going to sell it. I really don't need it. And they got a great deal. I think they got 3 houses on one plot of land for about 65,000 euros, which is, you know, a decent price for what they got. And I'm not going to show you any videos of that, but we just took another walk, and now this is another section of buildings here. And these sections of buildings are brand new. Now these ones are a little bit more expensive than the other ones. Why? Because these ones here come with designated parking. The quality of the material that they put in there is supposedly a little bit better. And you're in the middle of a field. Now, what I know for a fact is in behind this building is they're gonna have a huge commercial building with another grocery store getting put up in there. You got some large field here as well, and where you see people planting things in the spring and harvesting in the fall. But when you turn around this way, you have houses and residential area. And if you haven't noticed throughout this whole video is that it's very quiet. It's very quiet here. The most that you'll hear is dogs and roosters. And I've been here for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes now before I set up and kind of figured out where I was going to walk around and so on and so forth. But if you can look in the background over here, you have a big Zoom boom driving around. Why? Because there's construction. There's construction everywhere in Adice. This is going to be the next booming area of Novi Sad. And why? Because people want somewhere where there's parking, such as these buildings and all the other buildings as well. They don't want to live in high rises. They want to live in something a little bit more low rise. And that's why people are moving here, and still relatively close to the center of Novi Sad. You can get a cab ride right to the train station if you wanted to, within 15 minutes, 20 minutes on a bad day if it's rush hour. But I'm not going to walk all the way over there, but if you're looking right over here, that's another new building that was just built not too long ago. And if I walk down here around the corner, there's another smaller building. It's not a huge complex like the one you see in the back over here. They're only one single buildings with maybe 12 units in there. And if you're looking for that, that'd be great. But you got houses all over the place as well. Things that you can just simply walk up to the owner or look for those signs that are posted on people's gates, and they're all over the place. Plac na prodaja, kuća na prodaju. And all you have to do is call that number, or simply knock on the door and sit down, have a beer, and see what they can do. Actually, here, if you can see this here, you can see another building getting built right behind that one there. And you're really close to a soccer field here, a couple dealerships. There's a market that's really close here, like a farmer's market called Satellite Piazza. And it's easy to get there. And as you see, I've been walking here for quite a while, and it's been peaceful. There's some houses that you see also, and this is quite common, that are built, not finished. But that's another thing that you have to pay attention to is when you're buying your houses is what has been done and what has not been done. Because some people will say, oh yeah, gotovo je, sve rešeno, which means like it's done, it's all finished, ready to go, but it's not. What some people think is fixed and ready to go, it actually isn't. And walking around here, and I'm not going to start poking my nose through random people's yards, is that a lot of people here have gardens, they have fruit trees, you know, apricots, peaches, apples, plums, they have grapes here. And a lot of the houses that you do buy here will come with the furniture already in there, as long as, you know, you negotiate that with the owner. You know, sometimes they'll want to take some things, sometimes they're not going to want to. But it all depends on what you negotiate and what you and the owner feel is needed and not needed. Now, of course, I'm walking on a main road here. This is going to connect you from the main road in Novi Sad that is going to go to like downtown to another main road here. So I'll see a lot more traffic here, but on these side roads, you're not going to see much for traffic. You're going to see houses. You're going to see a new apartment building. I guess I'll walk down there now that I'm on my way here, but I'll show you this street here has two more. Now, what is the cost of those? Well, they're completely different builders, and so they're going to cost a little bit different, but that's something that my team here at Relocation Serbia can do, is we can help you find these people that have buildings going up, empty units, what comes with them, what kind of equipment goes in, because some of them will have heaters, some of them are like water heaters, boilers is what I'm trying to say. Some of them will have air conditioners, some of them will not have air conditioners, some of them will have the aluminum shutters, and some of them will not, and you'll have to do that after the fact. Some of them will have radiator heat, some of them will have in-floor heating. So on and so forth. And these are all things that you have to think about when you're looking to purchase an apartment. When it comes to house, hey, it could have those systems, but it also could be boiler heat for the heating system in the house. It could be fire, it could be pellet stoves, it could be a number of different things. And now you have to also ask yourself is, what were these systems installed with? Were they installed with professionals, or were they installed by people that just kind of willy-nilly it by night? So here, I'm going to show you this building behind me now. This one here is just getting built. It started probably 5-6 months ago, and they got things almost going on, finished. So as you can see, this building here is going to have the aluminum blinders on there. Not all buildings that are getting built have that. You can get them installed after the fact, but they're going to eat up some of the window in your view. And so you can kind of see on this board here what's going to be, how it's going to look, the number, the square footage, so on and so forth, who's building it, all that good stuff. And there's another one down here as well. So when it comes to people asking, hey, listen, what is there available here in Serbia? There's everything from A to Z. You cannot say I'm looking for something under $300,000 and, you know, show me what you got, because a lot of the stuff is either not done yet or not listed on the website, and so you have to drive around the areas you're looking for to find them. So I hope that you guys got some clarity, some understanding as to what is available, and also looking at Adice. I didn't walk around all of it, but I walked around most of it, and so now you know what I'm where to look for in Novi Sad if you're looking to live just outside of the city, but still accessible to the center, so that you can either go for work, go and see some, shows, go to the kafanas, go to some restaurants. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that in the near future Adice won't have them all, because I did see in the past couple weeks that a couple kafanas opened up here. They're talking about a couple other grocery stores, a restaurant, so on and so forth. And then just before I tap off, look at this house here, right? This is beautiful if it was finished. So this is an occupied house, and then you got one that's right here, completely beautiful, right? And so Adice is a place that I would highly recommend anybody that is looking to move to Novi Sad to purchase real estate that is a lot cheaper than Belgrade. Even if you're on the outskirts of Belgrade, you're not finding apartments for 1,500 euros per square meter. You're gonna be, well into the 2000s. And this, again, here is another beautiful building going up, right? And so it's just a small building. It's, again, only 2 floors up. And you're not going to find any bigger, because by law you can't build high rises here. So hopefully that got you some clarity. If you have any questions, comments, you want me to, oh, here we go. Just before I finish this video, another one, right? So this one is a already finished building, right? But someone is selling theirs. And so there's a sign, Prodaja. Call that number. You want to buy something, call that number, make a deal. That's how it goes here in Serbia. So thanks for all the viewers. Thanks for your comments, all the consultations, those that have become clients, that are going to become clients, and the ones that still have not figured it out. Talk to you later.